Let's go. Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Wow, we got all these wonderful people in here. Sorry we're late. I'll take the blame for that.
Hey, everyone.
Everybody knows I'm late. But you guys are here because I know why you're here. You know why you're here? Do you know why they're here, Jay?
I do.
I do.
Too. You got another big guest on today.
I do. And you guys, his name is David Oman. And I don't have to explain anything because the majority of you are paranormal. So
most of you are going, I just want to get in his house. I just in that bedroom, I put a 1 in chat if you just want to get in David's bedroom up there. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. They know who it is. They know.
Steven sent me here. Yay! So we got so many wonderful people in the chat. So just before I bring him up, let me go ahead and drop down the list before it gets too many. Right now, we have Dom said he was the first one in chat. Welcome, Dom. How you doing? We got Pam. Welcome, Pam. Thank you so much for being here. We got Soldier Paranormal. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Christina Bell, she's in chat. We got J Mac Oregon. Hey, welcome. Round of applause. Hey, Eli, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh my God, I'm going down the list. Vegas Paranormal, what's up? How you doing, girl? We got Roger Little Bunny. Oh God, we have
Sherry Jackson's in the house. Hey, Sherry.
I forgot GT. Sherry Jackson. Welcome. Yeah. Sydney, welcome. Going down the list. And Andrew's in the house. Nando's in the house. We got people from both sides. Oh, and Steven's in the house. We got Steven and Nando. Those are people who are on the Facebook side. Little Banshee. Barbara on the Facebook side. Well, you know what? I think he's tired of sitting in the basement. I think he's probably going, man, I wouldn't be in my basement at my house.
Like, man, yeah.
So anyways, let's welcome him. David.
There he is. Oman. The one, the only.
God, hey, how are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
How you doing, David? Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. It's good to be seen.
Right on.
I'm still here.
On. Yes.
So how have you been?
So, I've been doing well. I actually made an impromptu quick visit to Vegas. Reminds me that I don't really need to go back to Vegas anymore with the amount of traffic there. And then I realized, oh crap, it's Super Bowl here in like 10, 11 days.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jenny.
There's streets that are barricaded off with police. And I'm thinking, what then? And then my friend goes, Super Bowl. It's like, oh, yes, of course. They want to make sure that nothing gets planted pre-Super Bowl this many days out. So it's lockdown. It's locked down big time.
Why don't you give David a proper introduction for those of our viewers who don't really know him?
I was probably the only one that didn't know you, Dave. No, okay. So people who don't know him,
either
he owns the Oman House. He's been on Ghost Adventures.
That's travel. To start with.
Yeah,
travel.
There's 5 different shows. All the paranormal shows. He's been on all the paranormal shows.
And Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, My Ghost Story, Paranormal Witness, Fright Club, Haunted History. Aftershocks, Extreme Paranormal Witness. Yeah, that's about it.
And you're also an author, I understand.
Yes, I am. This is my only child.
This is it, huh?
I forgot.
This is my baby. This is it.
Can we put you up on solo for a second so everyone can get a good look at that?
Let's do that. Solo. Voila.
Ghosts of Cello Drive, or how do you pronounce it? Is it Cielo?
Cielo Drive. Yeah.
Cielo.
Sharon.
Ghost of Cielo Drive.
The Afterlife of Sharon Tate and the Spirits of the Oman House. Presently and most likely only available at ghostsofcielodrive.com.
That's the only place you can get it?
That's where you can get it. It's $20 signed and inscribed, and it's $5 shipping. And by the way, if people don't believe why it's $5 shipping, which is cheap, it's now $4.20. I think it's $4.10.
That is really cheap.
For media mail to be sent, and then the package, and then getting it down to the post office to ship it out to you guys. So we're not making any money on the shipping. I promise you, kids.
No, I get it.
No, that's fairly priced for sure.
Yeah.
We used to make a buck or two on the shipping, but it went up from it used to be like $2.15 or $2.36, and then it. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, into the UK and to overseas, it's like, I hate to say, it's like, I gotta look, it's like $30 because it's pound and it's expensive now. Stuff to get shipped, forget it. Overseas, it's impossible. So, in any event, that's my baby. Back to the show.
Yeah. Well, so the Oman House is special for a number of reasons, but the main reason most of our viewers will know why it's special is you're literally 200 feet. Am I correct? From the scene of the Tate.
Yeah, that's what it's known for, because it's like the Sharon Tate house where the Sharon Tate murders took place.
But I think it's other things going on there. I mean, that's just a coincidence, the Sharon Tate thing. And the reason he was attracted to you to begin with, I believe, is David's house is situated in a geomagnetic anomaly in an area that, I mean, he could tell you more about it, but it's a magnet for this kind of stuff. Even the USGS has pointed out that there's an anomaly here, and he's almost sitting in the middle of this circle of this area.
A lot of people don't know that either, do they?
Yeah, and it gets even deeper.
Yeah,
there's other things.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's not what people perceive it from the shows it's been on going back. God, 17.
It's almost like it's been typecasted. Am I right? But there's so much more going on in your property.
Right, it's been shoeboxed basically. I mean,
yeah.
Let me just put this up there. Stand on your own.
Yeah, that's my copy right there. Don't forget. Okay, you got to sign. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's gotten pigeonholed. There is the word. It's gotten pigeonholed into this. Sharon Tate lives there and visits there. It's like the victims, and it's like, I mean, yes. The reason that is because this house has been on TV going back to 2006 when it was first on Ghost Hunters. Sorry, guys. That's for the people at Ghost Hunters for Jason Hawes. I'm sorry I mixed you guys up for a second. But that's when we first started, investigating, going back when I moved in 2002. Since then, it's kind of been more, how should you say, it's morphed into what it really actually is. It's not just them who have visited the house. And I say that because people that have visited here have seen them, so to speak. It's more like stuff has happened here that is directly connected to individuals who visit here, not some disparate spirit that they're, were a fan of when they were alive. Because let's be honest, as I like to say, nobody thinks about it in terms of what's in it.
Right.
I know I can hear the sarcasm for that individual because I know who that is. Otherwise, I would laugh. But my point is,
thanks, Stephen.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you, Stephen, for posting that. That's classic. Hi, Cheryl. Here's the scoop of what it is the fact that it's turned out that what's in it for the spirits? It's all about me. It's all about me. Let me put it to you this way. Those people that are out there that say that it's this person or that person they're connecting with, right. Celebrity that, I've got these people. I forgot the famous individual whose people die. And I've got a recording of this person who just died. And I'm going, really? And people don't think of it in terms of this. What's in it for the spirits? It's all about me, me, me. The person I'm the investigator, blah, blah, blah. Make it special about me. But in fact, thanks, Stephen. There's no script. It's off the top of my head. But it's about why would a spirit have interest in communicating with you when what makes you so special?
Right.
Were you one of their dear friends that when they were alive, they were they missed very much? No, that's not the case. You're just some high priestess of their fan base or their biggest fan club, and you're going to get in touch with them because I'm their biggest fan. It's like, what? It's got better things to do than to reach out to you, their biggest fan. And people don't get that. And it's no diss on the people, but you're not thinking about.
I gotta stop popping the things. People are gonna screw them up. I'm sorry.
So is your land? Has it been confirmed that is on what was once Native American land?
Oh God! Somebody behead me from the other side quickly if I hear that statement again.
Oh,
I had to ask. I mean, we got to debunk it. We got to know or to debunk it.
Absolutely, positively false and contrary to the original source of the story, which was that Lisa Williams was here in 2006, after My Ghost Story and then Ghost Hunters was out here. And she said to me, she goes, that she came to the house because she wanted to see the house. She saw the episode and she goes, I'm curious. I said, wait, you found my information, which is highly difficult to find, and you got in touch with me to see the house out of curiosity. I said, at the time, Lisa Williams was a big celebrity. I'll get to that, Stephen. I'm trying to read people's things. Hi, Cheryl. The point is that, oh God, I'm off track. Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen.
What was I?
The Native American land question.
So Lisa Williams comes here and she goes, I just want to see your house because I'm curious. Now, Lisa Williams was a big celebrity on TV. So getting a call from her thinking more, she wants to use the house for her benefit. And I'm thinking I'm guarded and saying, no, you can't just waltz on in here and shoot a show. And she goes, no, I'm curious. I want to see the house. And I said, so you're not just a personality on TV. You really are the real deal then. Because why else would you want to do it if it's not for your show? And she goes, no, I want to see it. I'm very curious and highly curious to see the home. I said, come on in. So she came in, and I'll never forget it because she walks in the house and I meet her and I'm like, you're Lisa. And I said, God, people do look taller on TV because she's all of 5'3" in flats. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. And she comes and I said, and I don't give a rat's ass about her height. I'm just expecting it to be like 5'6", 5'.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa. I said, okay. So she comes in. She's a lovely lady, sweet as sugar. Just couldn't tell you how wonderful she was. And she walks in and she just starts looking, just doesn't say too many words, just starts looking around like this, just taking it all in. Does the sweep like this.
How many stories is your house again? For those who don't know.
So she walks in and she gets to the top of the dining room, which goes 2 steps, or it's really 1 step into, it's 1 step down, and then there's the floor of the living room. And she just stops and she's staring into the den. And she's like this. And it's like she's focusing on something. And I'm like going, what is she looking at?
Right.
And she says to me, she goes, there's a big party in your bar. And in your den, in that area over there on the other side of the barn. I'm like, and I again go back to looking like, what am I missing? Just like you remember those cockeyed, freaking mystical posters that were out there back in a couple of years ago, maybe like 20, 30 years ago. And they're all different patterns and you're supposed to look do you see the dolphins? Do you see the rainbow? Do you see the dragon? I'm going, and he says, no, close, focus in and then pull your eyes back. And I'm like, I don't see a GD thing here. What the are you talking about? And I'm like, no, I don't see anything. So it's the same thing. I'm going, I don't see a thing, Lisa. And she goes, well, she's then describes to me the scene in my den, literally 30 feet away. And she says, I see Rudolph, I see Sharon Tate, I see Jay Sebring, I see Rudolph Valentino, whose home is across the canyon from my house, Falcon Lair. And God, I got to read these people's comments. God, I feel terrible.
Oh, don't worry about the comments. Just
so I'm looking. She's looking and she goes, and then she goes, I see a group of some other people I don't recognize. And I'm like, wow, yeah, I can't see a goddamn thing, lady. What do you want from me? And she then says to me, which kicks me in the head, she goes, oh, and I see a group of Native Americans around a small campfire, and they're talking amongst themselves. And I'm like, what in the fuck? Now, this is 2006. So
insinuating prior to the house being there, they were camped.
No. That the scene was that what she sees of her vision in that room, there's in this room, the setting of this room, and we should get an artist to create this imagery of what she saw. Because
I know one. I know a really good artist. Yeah, go ahead.
It just came because wouldn't that be a great painting or a picture or a drawing? That would be interesting with the settings and just say the inside the Oman house per Lisa Williams type of a view.
Indians in the living room, literally.
And in the dining room, she goes, there's three of them in the dining room, in the den. She goes, there's a group of them clustered around this like fire, and they're just talking amongst themselves. I'm like, I said, I can't see a
Native American to be politically correct. I guess.
Well, I'm just saying, I can't see a goddamn thing. What are you talking about? I said, that is wild. And she goes, oh, this is the kicker. She goes, they want me to tell you something. And they said, they want me to tell you that they really appreciate you letting them stay here. At which point, this is the expression on my face verbatim. I'm going. And I'm going,
I missed the memo.
I'm going, what? So I say to her, and I quick on the draw. I said, Lisa, I said, first of all, I said, there's two things to this component. There's two things. I said, I said, I'm not that type of a person that would do that if they were alive. I said, I'm not the type of person just to be an asshole and say, I get the fuck out of here. I said, I'm not the, this is an old reference. I'm not Mr. Wilson of Dennis the Menace fame telling the kid to get on and being a crab. So I said to her, and furthermore, I said, I'm not going to live forever. I said, nobody lives forever. So far be it from me to sit there and kick them out of my house on this plane of existence, only to spend eternity having this scene play out, in essence. I said, the spirits are going to see me. He goes, hey, there's just passed over. He goes, you mean that son of a bitch who kicked us out of his house? That dirty piece of shit. I said, oh, good. He goes, let's go get him, guys. Remember what he did to us all those years ago? It's like one. And she laughed and she goes, that is so funny. And she goes, well, they just want me to tell you that they really appreciate you.
And was she the only one that has told you that? Or
she was that told me about. So we go downstairs to the earthen ballroom, and it's a strange scene. She looks up into the mound of earth. I'll never forget it. And she goes up in the upper left corner. She's focusing on the topper, like maybe it's about 8 feet tall, higher than than where we are, up the mountain on the hill at that height. And she looks and the hill's like this. It goes up. So 8 feet goes in about 12 feet to that point, maybe like 10 feet in. And so she goes over there. She's like, point. She goes over there. She goes, there's a Native American on horseback. I said, she goes, yeah, he's telling me that he was riding his horse across the horse path, which he says is now your driveway. And what was going to the end of the horse path was this large plateau, which is now where the Sharon Tate house stands. And he goes, it was ceremonial ground that they would go to because it had strong energy.
When I look at how your house is in the mountain.
Okay. It makes sense now because there is the anomaly, right?
Right. So she's on she goes on the end of the strip where it's flat because, again, the house sits on the side of a mountain. So there's not going to be a whole cluster of people on the side of the mountain. But down the street as well, the energy is still prevalent in the air, in the whole area around here. So there was this huge plateau. I said, oh, yeah, I can imagine. I goes, and it looked down upon the canyon, which it still is. So
it's Benedict Canyon, isn't it?
Yeah, but then at that point, it was also a river that came down Benedict Canyon, which still exists. It's just been subjugated to concrete and runs underneath the street most of the way. But if you go up Benedict Canyon far enough, you can see where there's a water canal, cut out in the side of the street going down because it naturally occurs and you can't stop it. Otherwise, it would be all over the street every wintertime. Like I think it's Sunday to next Sunday for the next week.
So they got like an underground river going.
For the next week, we're going to have 7 days straight of rain. My neighbor called me to tell me, are you prepared for this? And it's like, yeah, I'm going to stock up.
And living on the side of the hill, landslides come
on the street. Yes, the house, not so much, because the house is built on 13 caissons going down. But I digress about these scams. I said, don't finish about
he has a very forgetful mind.
The spirit's like, get that going. It's like, so Lisa says, she goes, he was riding across that horse path and his horse got spooked and fell down the hillside. And the horse and rider both fell down and broke their necks. And they were stopped by a tree. Well, there are photographs of the house under construction, and in the hill there's about a stump of a tree that's probably about that big, about 18 inches across. Oh, hold on one quick second. Let me just see if I need to bother with this. Nope. So, in any event, she says that his body hit the side. His and the horse's body were stopped by around this tree, and their remains sat there. You see those? By the way, do you guys in the audience see that black shadow thing zipping by?
I left a message and told people to start watching.
I just saw it right now as I saw the screen just. That's one of the spirits zipping by, saying hi, letting you know they're here. So she says that his remains were left on the side of the mountain. And
this is what she was telling you.
This is what Lisa Williams is telling me. She goes, in my slides, she's being told by this spirit, his remains and the horse's remain became interred into and part of the mountain and hillside. And she didn't say how many years ago. However, several months after that, I found an article in the Benedict Canyon Association talking about the placard at the Beverly Hills First Women's Club. So I did a little research, went down there, did a little video on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ hold on one second, I just knocked something over. Oh gosh. / David Oman. So it's youtube.com/ David Oman. It's one of the videos there. There's a placard on a granite boulder that's there, a little small, 200-pound boulder. And it says, on this spot in 1925, when ground was first broken for the Beverly Hills First Women's Club, the remains of 3 Native Americans were uncovered and were found. And it was between an earlier battle between the early Californians and the Indians. And it turns out it was the last battle in Los Angeles County that took place in 1842 when the Native Americans came up. Here, let me see if I can find this quickly in my book and I can actually read you the account of what took place because it was fascinating. It blew my mind wide open about the whole thing of saying, well, there goes the idea that Native Americans weren't around.
So
okay.
Way to ask a question, Jay. No, just joking.
This whole area was basically owned by this Mexican woman. It was deeded to her because her husband was a colonel or a general in the Mexican army and he was killed. And what the Mexican government did was, with huge swaths of land, they would deed rancheros, they would call them. Huge. I think it was, let me get the actual numbers. It was in 1852. The Tongva tribe launched an attack at Maria's home and were attempting to steal some cattle. A gun battle ensued with Maria caught in the middle, barely escaping with her life. The tribesmen now were clearly were enemies and had to be driven back half a mile to the Walnut Grove at what is now Chevy Chase Drive and Benedict Canyon. The 3 tribesmen were killed in the battle, and their remains were left and buried there on the spot. 73 years later, when ground was first broken to build the Beverly Hills First Women's Club, the remains of these 3 Tongva warriors were unearthed. Today, there's a granite boulder that sits on the site where a bronze plaque was stating, "This tablet marks the site of a battle between the Indians and early Californians, placed here by the Beverly Hills chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, 1930. That's
cool.
Again, that's not a Native American burial ground either, nor was what took place on my property. But the fact that Native Americans were, in fact, in this gosh darn area is historically 100% correct. I don't think Lisa Williams in 2006.
Thank you, Dom, for dropping his links. I appreciate that. Sorry, you got you got a fan out there dropping your links for everybody else.
It's actually, do me a favor, if you're going to drop anything, the Oman House doesn't even matter anymore because that doesn't even do anything. But try youtube.com/David Oman and subscribe to the channel, please.
There you guys go.
Of course.
Look at that. He's coattailing off of me, you guys.
Thank you, Investigator.
Hey, let's pin the link to the top of the room, I think.
So as I was saying, guys, I'll read your comments as well. I'm trying to figure out how to set of comments. No, it's not. Oh, all right.
Can you pin it, babe?
I got it now, finally. So let me just do this. Now that I can do this. Hello, everyone. There. So I say everyone? What happened? It says comment has failed post PDX Paranormal. What the hell? Why not?
So I watched one of your videos, or a few of them actually, at David Oman on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
And I got tripped up. You have a piece of art hanging over your stairs. It's a swirly thing.
Oh yeah.
It took me 20 minutes to figure out. I think that thing's on a motor.
Yes. No, it's no.
I'm like, that thing's moving. That thing's moving.
But no, it's not turned on.
Oh, it's just. I mean, you can't see it moving. Like you got to skim through the video, and then it's like turned around, and it's And then I got a question.
Yeah.
The blinds, when the blinds move, is there like a vent on the floor right there? That's crazy. So one of the blinds, the blinds start kind of wiggling, but in the center, it's just like somebody takes their finger and holds the blind open just enough. And now the other ones are moving around, but that one blind doesn't move. And then it just kind of like, I was like trying to picture like how even a breeze would hold one back.
It's not, it's an 8 foot by 8 foot by, I think it's got to be one story, which is 12 foot. It's probably
and lots of orbs.
34 foot stairwell. So it's just this big. If you took the staircase out, you'd have an 8 foot by 8 foot corridor going straight down between the floors. So you have first floor and the second floor, and then the bottom floor.
So there's nowhere to put a vent. Oh, okay.
No.
Let me say thank you to Jenna. Thank you so much for the dono. What?
So that was weird.
Yeah, my light keeps turning off. Stop it.
I mean, even if it was a sliding door and it was a breeze like that, it wouldn't even hold the one curtain. The one, they're kind of like, maybe they're kind of like the blinds behind them, or at your sliding glass doors, you know how we get these long blinds. They start wiggling and it kind of separates and stays there for a second.
No explanation for it. And
do they still do that to this day, like just on a random?
And the orbs when he's sleeping, the orbs. And I was like, dude, this guy's out because there's no way all the animals would be that relaxed if he wasn't sleeping. Oh, yeah, I can barely hear the sirens.
I can't barely. They're right on top of me. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's nuts.
Huh.
That's up in the hills, huh?
Yeah.
And those are sharp. I mean, if you look at the aerial view and stuff, the corners and I mean, it's not something you'd race up, right? Yeah,
Reggie,
no.
Reggie, come here. Right. That's my dog, Reggie. Could you get your button here? Since you ate the cat food and shit.
So earlier, remember Steven said, where are you located actually? Remember he said that? I gotta find it.
I'm in Beverly Hills. Well, LA City. Sit down. Reggie, sit. Come on, lie down.
I don't know why Steven wanted to ask that. And
how many tour are yeah, go ahead.
I got a question. Like, wow, Jay. You can tell we've been married for 26 years, love. Right? So you want to know how small of a world this is?
Yes.
Our next guest that's going to be on here next week, Rick McCollum.
Rick's been here before.
That's what he said. And I got his book, and you are in his chapter 24, The Omen House. And I was like, he says you're a great guy and stuff, and the book talks about how
you're gonna plug somebody's book with $5 sticking out of it. What are you?
$5 in a copy of my book, and you'll plug it.
Yeah. Here you go.
But no,
wow.
in there how he.
The price is not right.
Wow.
Oh, forget about it. Baby.
Okay,
that's funny.
So, yeah, he said he searched you down to come to your house and stuff, and he says you're a great guy.
Oh, he has some great stuff happen here. I'll never forget it. When he was here, he had 2 wonderful experiences. I wrote in my book. One time, both on the same level, on the 3rd floor, he heard something outside the door that leads to the staircase that runs on the side of the house. You're right, puppy. And he went outside and he stood on the landing and he's looking up 40 feet to the top of the street. And he says to me, all of a sudden, I hear footsteps coming. And you have to ask him about this in detail.
I will next week.
He says he hears footsteps coming down the stairs, and the stairs are covered with some leaves and debris. And he hears the sounds of footsteps hitting the leaves and hearing the crunch of the leaves. But he doesn't see anybody there physically. He says that he hears about 10 footsteps. They got to the footstep right in front of him, stopped. He said, well, said something to them. And then he hears the footsteps go past the landing where he's on, down the stairs.
This is your property?
Yeah.
Second thing he had happen to him, and I was part of this. He's in the same 3rd level. It's the same night, and it's a little bit later on in the evening. And he's powering down his camera because he thinks he's done. He's looking at the curtain that is there, this big, heavy velour curtain, which for you guys, it's like plush. And it's basically double lined to basically hide.
He's got dogs.
White. Coming in because it makes it a dark screen for the projection, and there's one of those vertical blinds hanging down the thing about 4 feet, 5 feet down, hanging over the drapery.
Right.
All of a sudden, as his camera is powering down, he sees this going with the freaking blind.
The worst.
David. I'm upstairs outside in the front house, and I hear, what the fuck? So I think Rick needs me. So I go in the house, and I come down the stairs, and I go, yeah, Rick. He's saying, David. And he says, just as he turns his tower to the camera back on, this is where the blind ends up, right as the power to the thing. So I said, what? He goes, what? I come through there. What's the matter, Rick? What's the matter? He goes, you missed it. I goes, what? He goes, and he tells me what I just told you. I'm like, what?
Right.
I said, and at the time we didn't have the camera system because now I have.
Oh my God, I've seen your
30 HD cameras, I guess.
4 megapixel and HD cameras inside and outside. I think there's 5 outside, including the garage.
Yeah.
One on the side of the
house. I was
house,
reading on it. Yeah.
The front and one at the front door. And
every
25
inch of his house.
through the house, top to bottom.
We're one
6 in the bathrooms. It's amazing. You should see it.
6 in the bathroom. That's what. Okay, so that's funny you say that because
Just kidding.
I saw his camera set up. I'm like, remind me never to come stay there. And in my head, he goes, don't worry, they're not in the bathrooms. I was like, out of my head, he said that.
No, that's not my fetish. Sorry, that is not something like no. But I have had people in the 3rd level bathroom get locked into the bathroom. On the inside,
do you still have a lot of investigators come?
Not as much as I used to. I'm not as intrigued and as interested because it doesn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to open your home to these people.
What I got to do? Yeah, put my house up to more wear and tear. I want to come to your house. It's like,
can I come investigate it?
Rent the house out for an event to investigate or something, please, by all means.
Can I come?
You won't be disappointed. Yeah. Yeah.
So when your friends are there, just your friends are over the house. So that
happens. Of course.
When was the most recent?
Let's see, the most recent one of those. I had some event Saturday night for a barbecue, and after everybody left except 2 women, we were all talking. It was probably about 1 day. Yeah, that's done. I know exactly what the fuck time it was. Everybody else was about 12:30 left, and these 2 women friends of mine were here at the house. We were talking. And I went outside to say goodbye to my other 2 friends. And when I came to go, we heard a loud noise coming from in that area. So I went into the theater.
Something or something.
Bam! The big Beetlejuice had gotten knocked over. The whole night, nothing had happened. I was like, well, isn't that interesting? So
it's a Beetlejuice.
We're talking, and we said we're having a conversation about Sharon Tate.
Wow!
And this different sound of a bang. So I went in there, and one of the big figurines with the shrunken head guy from Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, were these the figurines I was looking at? I was like, do they move?
They get knocked over and move.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen him jumping up in front of was it a fish tank?
Knocked off the fish tank, right?
Yeah, he was jumping up and down, and nothing was falling off, but this stuff was falling off.
It's a 180-gallon fish tank. I was jumping up and down to prove my point that
wow,
the floor is solid. Yeah,
not the floor as much as that's a 180-gallon tank, which is about 1,000 pounds of weight with the plexiglass.
Yeah,
and the base is another 40, 50 pounds, more like 80 pounds, and then do you see it right there?
I just saw that. Do you guys see that?
Hang on, I gotta rewind.
Yeah, rewind that. That was awesome.
All right, I'm gonna go. Where am I? I'm on right here. I gotta go back.
He's gonna rewind it, and he's probably gonna play it back if he can do that. But right here, Stephen also said, so David, who lives across the street from you? It's like across the street down around the corner.
It wasn't them. It was not them. It turns out that was a false narrative, and it turns out I want to debunk that. It is not Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry that live across the canyon in that most modern house. It's apparently a fashion designer who bought the house. He's, so I don't know anything more than that, but a very, very obviously well-to-do fashion designer, young one, he said. The neighbor.
What about
the neighbor? The guy that actually works there is the house groundskeeper who was retained in the house.
What about who was moving in next door or like around the corner?
I asked, and the funny thing about that, I've got to call somebody else and go say, well, really, is that so? I said, you better go check with your quote unquote source, because there's some famous musician that's renting the house out for the past month, this month now. Because my neighbor who I spoke to said, he goes, oh, I talked about that. I said, what about that? And she goes, no. Because I talked to the owner, and the owner said he's got somebody else living there for the next month. So I knew about that story as well. So I'm a little irritated at my source because he said he verified it.
I hear you, and that kind of makes you look bad. So I got some questions, I think. Of course I do. I always got questions.
You've always got questions.
So when did you build that house?
Built the house in 2000 and finished it in 2002. So
you did that with your dad or something, right?
Yeah, my father and I built the house, and I've been here since 2002. Yes. I'm sorry.
You feel you got more activity after you finished it, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Weren't you guys getting activity while you were doing it, and some of your workers were kind of freaking out?
Yeah, one of my contract laborers had an experience when he was working here that he heard voices and footsteps
Nobody was there.
Coming from the top floor when he was on the 3rd floor, and he ran upstairs looking around, and it was the middle of summer, and he was like, where the hell is he? There's nobody here. It's already 6 o'clock, and I'm the last one working. And he says that he looked up on the street, looked up and down, saw no cars, and said, thought it was me and my dad. He goes, ¿Dónde estás, señor David? Oh, it's not at David Oman. It's youtube.com/David.
No, it is at David Oman. They changed it. It's a YouTube format changed. It's I know. It's yes. So see,
that's actually your link.
Good work, kids. When it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right? I hear you.
On. Let's try this now. Is this better? What's better? It works, you functional retard. Or ill-functional retard.
It's your at sign now. Isn't that what they call it now? Your at.
Yeah, it's an at sign.
That's not new.
Yeah.
At David Oman. It's like those hashtag things they do. So Sherry Jackson is asking, was it built on a portal? No, actually, Jay explained that earlier. Some people
built on a sinkhole.
Are you afraid if there's like what's that big old
No, he's built on a it's not a,
as I said, it's built on 30 foot deep, 2 foot diameter steel concrete reinforced caissons. So it's built into the bedrock. So when there are earthquakes, we don't feel any of them up here ever.
Really? Wow.
No, he's in a geomagnetic anomaly. It's
inside the house. Just feel it. As we were saying about this, the figurine, that figurine had gotten knocked over 7 times previously, really? 6 times previously in 16 years.
What do compasses do? Do compasses act weird?
In certain parts,
really?
They can't find true north.
That's cool.
It's not. It's cray-cray. It's cray-cray.
Would you open your house to, like, if any of the viewers were here in that area to come visit you? Oh, well, yeah, we know that.
Of course, I'll be happy to, but I don't generally do that as there's a few people that I had visit the house and stuff, but I mean, in general, it's like, I live here, folks. Let me ask, can I come visit you in your house and spend a little time?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about that, folks? I mean, nobody puts themselves in the other person's foot and say, Jesus Christ, are you sure you want to walk around mine?
Well, I mean, it almost sounds as though it's like an attraction, like the Oman House. It sounds like it's something that's open to,
Yeah.
I'm not making this into the Winchester Mystery House. I don't have.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, I because there's a couple of my friends in here. They're like, that's on my bucket list and stuff, and so I was like, I don't know. Now you guys know. There's a maybe out there, just a maybe. Depending on
if we have an event or something, we're talking to some people. I had some friend of mine say, what if we did a paranormal event that had this and that? I said, you mean you want to juice it up and make it fake and stuff? He goes,
no.
This is not, I really got to him, said, this is not a sideshow attraction. I'm not going to sit there and do where you can go in like an escape house. This is not an escape house, B.
Right.
This is home. It's
so.
We have people come in from time to time to do YouTube videos. They do pay, a fee to get, to do their thing here.
What YouTubers have you had?
Any respectable place does. I mean, they should. Why not?
Even TV shows have asked me to do it. I said, look, I want to get my own damn show about the house to set the record straight.
Right.
Once and for all, people stop saying, is your house built on native ceremonial burial ground?
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah. No, I didn't say sir. I said native land.
When Scott Michaels of Dearly Departed Tours and I are on,
that's why I asked him to debunk it.
Some people just want to sit there and feel the vibe in the land and the house.
You pay the dime to get in the freaking door. Are you kidding? I'm not the Queen Mary. Come on,
Queen Mary. I haven't been there yet.
Place, but you're really seriously investigating a place where there's 18 levels and there's how many people on board on what level, and you think for a second you can convince me that you've got real proof of the paranormal going,
Angela. I'm just throwing that out there.
When you have piping through the goddamn freaking whole entire ship, because it's a ship, and it's not this size house, it's huge.
Right.
So you got somebody on the first deck or the upper decks banging on something or talking.
Yep. You get contamination.
The goddamn pipes. And here's my point.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get contamination on stuff. And that's why.
And in this house, I was on the top floor. There was somebody on the top floor, and they were laughing. They hit their fist. Get this, on the counter of the bar in the living room. Meantime, 3 floors below, on the 3rd level, they're hearing a sound of a bang coming from the freaking bedroom closet.
Your house is like pretty well insulated. The stuff
and I was like,
right?
I said, what was that? I was in the room. What was that? Oh my God, I heard that. I said, and we were all freaking out. Thought we got a ghost. Oh my God, you heard that? And it was right at the same moment they asked, give us a freaking sign. And you hear this boom coming from the closet door right next to where the hell we were. Oh, I ran it. Thank God I had cameras, because they're sitting there shooting with their phones. And I said, let me.
So you debunked it. Yeah.
Go upstairs. And at the same, the time code on this one. And I said, do you see where he hits? So I went upstairs and I said, let's test this. I said, get back down there. Get inside the closet. I said, let's do the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It goes. So on the intercom, they said, he's going to hit it. So you hear this. I bang. It turns out there's a gosh darn beam that goes from the top floor, goes across. It's basically in the same spot through the 2 floors going below it. That beam is you wouldn't know it otherwise. But it's there structurally. So when you hit the top, it resonates through all those straight to the bottom like a telephone. You can hear it at the moment. Go, I heard it. It's like, all right, there we go. There's our ghost in our ass.
That's like stuff I'd do. I'd be like, I'd try to figure out.
Yeah, my husband likes to debunk stuff, and I don't jump to.
I just like to know what it was,
Right.
Exactly. And if you can't prove it from logical points of reference, then you're left with one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to do. That's how I look at it.
That's it. Yeah. I'm the investigator. He's the photographer.
And I'm just the idiot that lives in the haunted house that just can't stand bullshit fakers. So when it does happen and I have it on cameras, I can look through all in the house. And
wait, since you said that, David, and you make a point there. So there's places I've got, actually places I've pretty much where you paid to go to places. They got cameras all up, in the hospitals, the asylums and stuff like that. I just don't understand why somebody would actually try to fake something, not thinking there's cameras in these facilities.
Now you just made a reference to something that just tripped my mind. Fantastic. I had a paranormal group here. These 3 guys. I'll never forget this. A few years ago. And they said, we were all sitting in the 3rd level in the theater room. And one of the guys said, the door from the into the guest bedroom shut on its own.
Were these like YouTuber guys?
We were here for an investigation through one of the ghost companies that went to that.
Whatever. Man.
No. It wasn't one of them that worked at the company.
Not you. No, I'm laughing at a comment.
That came to the event with this group, these 3 guys. I'll never forget this. And I said, well, we got cameras here. So I went upstairs. We had 2 cameras in the room, one coming from one direction, one coming from the other. So on the first camera, you see the door shut. Great. I said, let's go to the other camera. I kept hearing. Go to the other camera. Hi, Greg. So you go to the other camera and you see the SOB sitting there. He's one of the 3 guys. He's got his foot next to the door. He's got his arm resting on the sofa armrest, and you can see his foot kick the door.
Oh.
So what do you think I did? I went and I got the gosh on 2 other guys from that group. And I said, here, I want to show you what I got here. I said, you want to see paranormal evidence? I said, I'll show you your paranormal evidence. And I said, this is your guy. See him sitting on the sofa. You see his foot? Do you see his foot move? Do you see the foot hit the door and shut the door? And then him go, whoa.
That's like a kick in the stomach. When
I said, you've got somebody that's faking.
That's your reputation he's kicking around.
I said, you're messing with my house, and that just is not cool. I said, I want you 2 to know that your partner in crime is, and I didn't know who the hell was involved in the scheme.
Right.
I knew who was for sure, because I saw the participating party kicking the door shut. The ghost, let us just say it.
That's just messed up.
And they got like very defensive. I said, "What do you want?" I said, "I didn't make this up. I didn't make the claim. I'm just showing the
proof is in the camera.
You have a problem with that?" And I was like, and they were like pissed at me. It's like, I said, "Don't do that to this house."
I don't understand. Your house has spirits.
It has enough going on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't understand why somebody would want to come in and fake it. I get it, I've traveled, I've been to places. Sometimes I don't get anything. It's like sitting there fishing all day. You'll be there all day and not capture nothing.
Right. Well, then the fun is being out. It's not catching the fish most of the time. It's getting out of the freaking house and being in the environment, nature.
Yes.
David, do you hear other stories from neighbors that you chat with?
Pardon?
With weird. Do you get other stories from neighbors in the neighborhood that you chat with?
No.
They come at you.
Anything weird? I just wonder because of the geomagnetic thing. I'm just wondering if.
No, but not everybody. You got to remember, not everybody is open about stuff.
Right.
This is true. Many religions are very closed.
Very true.
Everybody wants to devalue their property value, like what happened to the Amityville Horror House. Don't forget, it didn't sell for the multi-millions it was worth. It's been cursed and been knocked down to the level of like, are you serious? You can get a penny when it goes up for sale. So my point is and other people don't accept and acknowledge that which they experience as something that's paranormal. They dismiss it to a logical explanation and don't want to deal with it out of fear and out of just the pure dismissal of that doesn't exist. And if it does, I don't really give a crap because I don't believe in it anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Not everybody lives their life on television. Let's put it that way.
No, this is true.
We got lives outside television too. So
not much, but we do.
How many spirits do you have in there? How many spirits do you have in there? Usually.
Wait. Time. I was drawn to this Spitfire the Dragon TV11 positive.
Oh.
Ghost Adventures fake as well. No, yes. I mean, he's a drama queen. Let's be honest. You can't get away from that. Anybody that gets possessed that many times needs to be repossessed and yanked off in television. Period. Come on, you can't. Unless
the first 3 seasons.
We were doing our best. We were doing our best.
And possession is 9/10 of the law. So get him out of here. No, if that many times, your brain, if possession of such things was real, your brain would be mush mush. Okay, I'm sorry, you wouldn't be in existence. You'd be You wouldn't be able to.
He gets paid for it.
You wouldn't be on TV. You'd be in a little padded room. In a round padded room looking for that corner. They sent you off to go look for.
Scared of everything. I bet you would think your mind would be just broken.
They shot the show here 10 years ago in 2014 in September.
Wow.
2013 in September, and it aired in March of 2014. I thought the paranormal was close. Now I'm not as close-minded. Well, you can be as close-minded as you want. It doesn't hurt. It just means that when you do have to deal with it, you're left in a much bigger state of this.
Yeah.
He
was a skeptic.
Disparagement than you are if you understand. You go, okay, that's crazy shit. I gotta understand that. To Mr. Zach, they were here for literally 3 hours and ran out of the house. So as fake as the show has become, I know for a fact that in this house, they could not deal with the circumstances of spirits, as I like to say, that basically took it to them paddle to ass because they had built up so much negative points.
Yeah, a lot of people say that he does that.
He came here. This is the real deal. And guess what? The real deal meant you can't run for the shit, and they got you in their backyard.
Oh, they went again. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was a deep black shadow back there, you guys.
Paddled to their ass, and they smack him but good. And he ran out of here scared to shit, and never, ever, 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 ever came back.
Wow, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. No, I would love to visit there. I think that would actually be cool. Just like Dom said, just to feel it, you know, and talk to them. I think that would be so cool.
No, to answer your question, I don't watch any TV. I don't watch any paranormal TVs in the U.S. I wouldn't be watching any from the U.K. because they're as drama-filled as the U.S. ones, and for the most part, they are drama-filled nightmares.
And you have your own paranormal that goes on.
Yeah, but a lot of it has been faked. Let's be
It
honest.
has a lot on the TV.
And when they come to this house, and when they have to deal with the fallout of their experiences that they've done before at other places, which has only been a couple, but
is there a device that you see work better than something else in your house? Like, a lot of our amateur ghost hunters, we use devices. We have these little, like the kids.
The eye roll, right? Because you guys,
I did catch that. But is there anything that's been used there that reacts really well to your house?
Three different things. A, the cat toy, which was discovered and became
Cat ball.
a sensation here at the house before this house and the Ron Iacovetti visit with his girlfriend Lourdes. That little gosh darn cat toy was $1, maybe 75 cents for that. Yeah, but similar to the one I got, they're all basically the same thing. They're not knockoffs. They're ghost toys. They're really 75 freaking cents. Ron Iacovetti came into my house to do a ghost investigation here. Got to be close to 7, maybe 8 years ago now. And he and Lourdes, maybe 6 years ago, and he left the house, was leaving the third level, and on the floor I had one of my cat toys. And it's one of those, it's the original one. It's a green ball and has a little red light in it, and starts knocking, you knock it and it lights up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really like
that.
Debunked? How can you debunk a cat toy? I'm sorry. That is debunked my ass.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody had to wipe it and realize they had shit in their hands from what they were claiming debunking was, because there's nothing to debunk. Its physical properties are you have to physically knock it. It's a motion sensor activated recoil device inside of a little thing with a little LED light.
Oh, I think he is referring to a different question up there.
Oh, sorry there, Andrew.
I think
here's your ass.
There it goes again. In the famous words of 𝔾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾, sorry, I fucked up. So, as I was saying, my mistake.
What an awesome way to watch an interview and catch shadow figures at the same time. I agree wholeheartedly.
They're not shadow figures. First of all, that's just a spirit.
It seems like an electrical.
Well,
it's just a spirit making its appearance. That's all.
They're happy today, aren't they? They were like all excited.
Remember we were in the bed.
Did you see that?
Oh, Drew, what was the question? What was the question?
I don't know, but that just got me all excited.
You were talking about the cat toys. You were telling me the 3 devices that react the best in your home.
Right, so he is walking out of the room. He's literally right next to the door. And all of a sudden, he turns to Lourdes and said, "Did you kick the cat toy?" And they're about 30 feet away. And it's sitting there on this thick carpet. And it's padded. And he says, "No, I want to know what the joke was, Andrew, what you were debunking." He goes, "Is the satanic, is the static that appears?"
The chat keeps just getting them.
No, it isn't, because I've used this camera multiple times before, and I've never had that happen. It happens infrequently. So if that's the case, it would be uniformly working on all platforms, on all different. When I'm talking to my friends on this vis-a-vis the phone, so to speak, it wouldn't.
I think he's talking about the magnetic energy or the geomagnetic anomalies.
The static that spirits create makes Jesus Christ. That's okay, Stephen.
You can tell these two guys are buddies.
Yeah,
Stephen, damn, it's not your interview. Okay, go ahead, David.
All right, so as I was saying, so he and her standing there, and 30 feet away, the ball starts lighting up. Like, goodbye. So Ron looks at Lourdes and goes, "If you didn't touch it, and I didn't touch it, and I've been standing here waiting for you to get the fuck out of the room," he goes, "How's that happening?" All of a sudden, he decides to thank you, spirits. He wants to go and have an conversation using the cat toy.
Right.
Surprise, surprise. It starts engaging him in conversation.
Nice.
I like when that happens.
So if you're here, let me know. Light's not blinking. All of a sudden, blink, 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 blink. And I'm going, watching on the video cameras going, I don't fucking believe this is happening. This is nuts. And I'm watching from the control room in my office, watching the cameras, I'm going, and go with it. I'm not going to disturb it, because I feel if I get involved, Spirit's like, out of here, man. We're not going to freak David out that this is really happening live. It's one thing to watch it on video. You get a detachment sense, But if you're live with it,
I think when you die, you'll probably go visit him because, you got to go be with the rest of the spirits, right?
Yes, Woodward and I know each other very well. He still wants to come out and visit. I'm still telling him to get the hell out here and visit. But so he's, and I'm like, he comes up, he goes, I just had an experience this person. I'm like, I watched the video. He goes, yeah. I said, that is strange. All of a sudden, a couple days later, maybe a couple months later, I go look to buy another cat toy. What? $2.50? What the hell do you mean? It's paranormal.
Oh, geez, yeah.
I'm going, oh,
yeah. Oh, it went again.
You can't do it. You can't buy these.
Really?
Yes. Hold on, Jay. Rewind it. I want. My husband's missing this. Rewind it just a tad.
Yeah, I got one of them on film. It looks like.
Yeah, but Ghost Adventure. So they got out of here, and he went. So all right. So the second event was the key grip getting dragged up by a spirit to the corner of the ceiling. Some 19 years ago now, he got dragged up to the corner of the ceiling by an unseen force, and tells me about it 6 months after it takes place. And the guy is a complete skeptic and completely at a loss of words to tell me the experience that he had, where he had a seance the last night he was here with an old 1800 spirit board. Literally, it was a piece of wood, solid wood, carved out. It was like hand carved. The whole freaking, your gosh darn.
The Ouija board. Yeah.
Ain't no such deal as the real deal, because this thing was from like the 1880s, and it was called a spirit board. Looked pretty goddamn similar. What about Omar? I like Omar. He's a friend of mine. So he has this. It literally looks like a Ouija board. He brought the planchette. That's a wooden planchette. It's a wooden triangle type of thing. I'm like, nothing happens. Well, I go, yeah, I'm gonna have ghosts. Worrisome bird. This must be not a thing happens. John, his name was Charles Gould. It's about 6'4", 6'3", about 270. He's a big. He's like 6'1", 270. He's a heavy-set guy. So he's South African gentleman. He says he goes downstairs to the third level bedroom, puts himself asleep on the right side of the bed. All of a sudden, about 15 minutes after he puts his head in the pillow, he's starting to doze off. He hears this man's voice say, "You're coming with us." And he says, my body starts getting pulled up to the corner of the ceiling, 11 feet up. And I am freaking the hell out and saying, no, put me down. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. He says, I find myself sitting bolt upright in bed on the opposite side of the mattress.
Oh, wow. Parasol is saying you're going to charge me $2,500 to come.
$2,550.
25. No, 2,500. You need glasses here. Let me help you.
I need to take a trip to the USA with my hubby bank account as well. What the hell is first on your list? I'd like to know. Well, I mean, EMF is static electricity is electromagnetic field energy. I mean, you can't have one without the other, meaning that DC energy, which this house is loaded with, according to what Barry Taff had done research in the house, which was the DC geomagnetometer, the numbers were upwards of 2 milligauss positive and 2,000 milligauss negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes some people sick.
Yeah, some people are very sensitive to it.
Yeah.
𝕗𝕚𝕾𝕠𝕕𝕖 is the first. Ooh, never heard of it. And I'm pretty familiar with a lot of stuff.
𝕗𝕚𝕾𝕠𝕕 Island. That's the place where they sent everybody that had the Black Plague.
Plague.
Island?
This is what he's saying. I know what he's saying. He's Canadian, so we gotta forgive the Canadians. No, I'm just saying. He's saying the first place.
Why the hell am I going to forget the Canadians? What's the matter with you, hoser? Don't tell me to forget the Canadians. I love the Canadians.
Oh, wait. Here. Let's celebrate.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not really a big fan of their Canada. It's not a very song.
All right.
Okay, for national.
I'll fix it.
But a message from the government of Canada.
I like Canadians. There's nothing wrong with Canadians.
We got a lot of Canadian friends. We tease them.
Yeah. Do it again.
Mom is Russian. До свидания, Munzfradiger. What you got going there? You got some problems with me, yeah? Take it to your ass and shove it. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm a Canadian.
Yeah, he is.
I'm a Canadian alien. Okay, Laney. You mean you're an unnaturalized U.S. citizen from Canada? I'm a Canadian alien. I hate the word alien. They're not from this. Can't call people aliens. That's just
okay. We're gonna go south. We're gonna get back.
That's some guy on gray that's coming down here without a passport. That's an illegal alien. Okay, let's cut the crap. Let's not call people aliens.
He travels too. He's an investigator.
They're immigrants. They're non. What's it called? Non-residents, or they're non. Let's just say.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ! Let's get away from this stuff.
From space. He's trying to tell you something.
Back to your place.
No, they're spaced out.
All we've heard about is a cat toy. What are the other two devices?
From space, he's spaced out. As when space go that. Do you understand this?
Oh God. We were going down the hole, like he said.
What's the next one? From the cat toy to
I'm outer space,
dude.
Yeah, what? Just tapping into Robin Williams saying, what the hell's the matter with this kid? He's from outer space. Where? From Mars? No way.
Shut up, Steven. I'm sorry.
Yeah, baby.
Let's not get political about Mars.
Yeah, no. Hey, so the cat ball. Steven, I'm going to have to kick you out.
No, don't kick him out.
I won't. I can't. It's his.
Nobody's getting political. Aliens now becoming big politics. I swear to God. We got this hearing on the UAPs. It's like, let's get this straight. I'm going to put this to rest with the UAPs. You're all fucking humans, from the senators to the generals to every goddamn son of a bitch that's on the planet. Secondly, they don't know what the fuck the goddamn alien technology is because it's so far advanced. And you idiots out there who have the alien technology, they haven't a fucking clue how it works. Not even in their wildest dreams do they have the slightest, first of all, understanding of the language, the understanding of the technology, understanding of the science. No matter what we want to believe and make a conspiracy of, they're as dumb as we are. And the idea is they can't admit it. And if you can't get that through your thick heads and your cultural wars about how the aliens are invading, they just might be. But I got news for you. There's not a goddamn motherfucking thing on this planet weak humans can do to stop an alien invasion. If they wanted to march on your feet, they'll do so, and there's not a goddamn son of a bitch thing you can do in your wildest hopes and fantasies and prayers. You can't come close. You want to know why? Because they're light years, 100,000 years, as we call it a year, ahead of us in advance. In that much time, we can't even.
Well, can I ask you this? I would
totally agree with you.
You're as human as
totally agree.
And you can't deal with it. And your frail, fragile egos are so butthurt because aliens are visiting. They just might be. But if you think the government is covering something up, they're as afraid as you are because they can't admit it. They don't.
Way to go, Stephen.
People that are that many years advanced of us don't
David,
really give two shits about us because we're humans. Dumb. We're amoebas.
David, time out. No.
And there it goes.
Actually,
good word. Deal with it.
Definitely.
You alien fanatics are just getting grifted on by television.
I'm like, I'm going to have people message me going, oh my God. So I have two friends that actually think
a little, get some logic in their thick skulls to believe that the U.S. government is holding back. They're as dumb as you are. Because they would be weak. People don't think for 2 seconds.
David,
the government knew, and they couldn't tell us that they didn't know. You'd be weak. Let your poor listeners hear the truth because they're afraid to look at themselves with literal logic to what
you can't handle the truth.
Damn right, you can't handle the truth. The truth is, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Holy shit! He just looked like. Oh my God. No, what the Scientologist guy? What's his name?
Tom Cruise.
He just looked like Tom Cruise. Look at it. He's got the Tom Cruise face right now. Holy shit. Dude, you went from the guy who shagged me to Tom Cruise in a second. That's amazing.
Cruise, man. It's Tom fucking Cruise here. I'm a Scientologist. Who got it?
Did you see that? He totally dropped the hair down.
Sometimes what the fuck, Joel?
That's pretty good.
Well,
man.
I want to say one thing. before we start, I have two friends that actually do talk about I call them star seeding, but they're star seeds or whatever. And
Woodward, shut the fuck up.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I would love to have you and
couldn't
Luke
deal
on
with
the
enlightenment
show.
if it bit you in the ass.
And I got people sending me messages that they want to have you on their show too. So
I'd be happy to. I'd love. I mean, I'm as much as I used to believe in the UFO thing, I started to think about it for one split second. My father loved space, but he didn't believe in UFOs. You know what he used to say to me? God rest his soul. He used to say to me, he goes, I have no doubt that there's tons of life out in the world. I mean, out in the solar, in the massive of the galaxy. He goes, how can there not be? Because when we're one solar system of billions of solar systems, people haven't got the brains to understand what a solar system is and what a galaxy is, and the whole situation of how small, he used to say, how tiny of a speck of dust we are in relation to the expanse of the solar systems, and the universe, he used to say, is so what he used to love space and technology and reading about it. He goes, you don't understand how big this gosh darn. He goes, those stars, that star's like our freaking sun, he used to say. He goes, there's billions of those Huns out there and billions of planets just like ours. He says, but do you really think that any of those idiots, those spacey aliens give a rat's ass about what's going on here when they're so far advanced of us? And I said,
just jump in, Jay. Just jump in.
You ever see the documentary Aliens on the Moon? No, this. I'm not talking little green men moving around.
Time out.
Structures.
So let's just cut to the chase. So what? The spirit said. What are you going to do about it? Do you think for a second that human beings can still do something? Do you think for a second?
No. I don't think there's. Maybe we don't want to do nothing about it if they've been there.
They just gave you the red light right when they went right by right now. They said, first of all, there probably are planets that underneath in the centers of other planets. But guess what? So what?
Yeah, hollow Earth.
Time out. They're in gosh darn, it's not hollow Earth. They're in the seas, well below places we don't even examine. Why don't you ask yourself this question? You live on a fucking planet. You got seas that are 90% of your goddamn surface area, but you're looking into outer space for new things. Really?
First off, how do we get
we only own a fraction of our oceans.
Exactly. What are you missing in this big picture? You're telling me you're looking for alien technology. Look in your fucking deep oceans where they
but you don't sit in your front yard and see the ocean do anything. You look up at the sky and you see a weird light turn and go away it shouldn't.
Yeah, and so what are you going to do? The scientists that are just as human as you, even goddamn Stephen fucking Hawkins was no brighter than you are. He just used his he was
smarter than you.
6% of his brain. He used 20% of his brain because he couldn't physically move.
He was smarter than me. I'm just going to throw that out there.
The point is, even with that much usage of his brain, he still couldn't admit that he didn't know what the fuck these things were. Because his ego, human as it is, wouldn't allow it. Nor will people get it through their heads that's why they can't admit that the scientists don't know, because once you say, I don't know, you look like a dumbass. And it's like, bring on the next one. And they're as fearful as the other guy that he doesn't want to get booted out of his position and lose his grant money. But thank you, spirits, for zipping by right there. The fact of the matter is we don't fucking have any idea. We never will. It's so far beyond our brains. We can't understand. Look, these beings.
Take Stephen off the Christmas list.
We're playing with Tinker Toys, kids, and they're playing with atomic nuclear fission. It's that great of a span of distance of intellectual disparity. We can't figure it out, and the government can't.
This is a bonus, you guys. I didn't know he was all into this.
I'm not.
I didn't know that Stephen literally had this guy's nerve button pushed right. He's got.
I'm tired of seeing
Watch this. Watch
the topic
this.
of the televisions are ancient aliens. Yeah, and let me get you straight on ancient aliens. Bullshit. Ancient aliens.
Really?
That. No,
dude, what about the artifacts? How do you? I mean,
the fucking monuments that were there.
They're carbon airplanes.
There were no airplanes. There were no airplanes. They made.
Then how did they carve it?
An airplane, and that's an airplane. That's a design that they created. Can't you give humanity and people's creativity even then a sense of, well, they did something different than the next guy. What the fuck was Leonardo da Vinci if he wasn't somebody that strayed from the path of what the others were doing? Oh, it couldn't be. Look how many times it zips by the spiritual.
What about the UFO and the Mona Lisa?
So they saw a fucking UFO and he painted it again. Wow, I'm so blown away. He didn't say he knew what the fuck it was, did he? Did he? Did he say he knew what it was? No, he painted what he saw. So there's a fucking UFO in the background. I'm sorry. Am I masturbating or am I masturbating?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
What? You want an award? There's a UFO there. Oh, there's a UFO there. So what? So he painted what he saw. So what does that mean? There's a UFO there. Does it mean that he knew what was going on? Does it mean that people today know any better than they did 1,000 years ago what a UFO is? No, we still don't. It's still light years ahead of our intellectual comprehension.
Hold on, David. I've got to tell all my friends out there. Hold on.
But if you close your emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage.
Okay, so I don't pay for therapy out there, you guys. You're getting the real man here. I'm just saying. Take a breath, David. Let's take a. You guys, everybody, run out and go grab your drinks.
You guys are all being played like a lousy old 2-bit piano. You're watching these shows. They're making money on what you want to think and hear. They're playing to you. Oh, the alien, because you don't want to admit that history is the way it is. That the freaking Egyptians built these pyramids. They did stuff that we don't know. The Romans did stuff we didn't know. We can't give the gosh on Romans credit for the antherium mechanism because it's a computer back in the day. It's like, so
I think the government knows things and they just tidbit feed us in movies and cartoons and things like that.
Are these people human beings?
Oh, you got a lot of fan base going on now. They're like,
what people? Are people
that are in the government human beings enough to be just like you and me? They got there somehow. There's as physical a being as you and I are. And last I checked, they use about 6% of their brain, just like the rest of the average human species. So you think you're going to tell me that they know what more do they know, Jay? Let me ask you a question. Let's put it this way. What do you think that they know about technology that's hundreds of thousands of years advanced of us?
All right.
Do you think,
for example, if a craft comes down and crashes, okay, and there's live things, what's the first thing that happens? They swarm in with the police and the military, and they keep.
What reason? To what end? To protect you from knowing, right? Am I right? Yes or no?
I don't know why. Maybe. Probably. Maybe.
Because let's go back 100 years.
Because we wouldn't listen to our government if we knew that there was a.
Let me go point out a piece of history that'll put you in the seat where I'm talking. Do you remember something called the Orson Welles War of the Worlds?
Yes, War of the Worlds.
Do you remember what happened to that small little group, that area?
They went crazy,
and all around that Northeast. What happened?
They all panicked and went nuts.
Well, what do you goddamn know? And you have to ask the stupidest of questions. Why do you think the government? Because think of it. The thing is, what do you think they're protecting us from?
You don't think we've advanced from the 50s?
People couldn't deal with it then, and in 100 fucking years, nothing has fucking changed. People can't handle it because
people can't handle the truth.
You don't think that today's kids could deal with an alien walking down the street?
You couldn't deal with an alien because they don't want to deal with you. You are just a typical human. Speaking of humans, I want to see a ghost.
So, okay, let me tell you this.
Stop, listen. There's a difference between a person wanting to come to this house and see a ghost and a person wanting to see an alien. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It's the same thing. And the people, again, that I'm talking about it's all about human condition of I'm the center of the universe. I'm important. I know that spirits want to see me. I know that aliens want to talk to me. Let me put it to you this way. You didn't put yourself in their shoes and think for 2 seconds to say, why does an alien want to visit you? Why
we may look like animals to them.
Why does a human want to visit an amoeba? Okay? Now you're talking what I'm saying. You're an alien. There's a human. Here's the alien as the human. Here's the human as the amoeba. They don't give a shit. The amoeba don't give a shit about the human, and the alien doesn't give a shit about the human, which is their amoeba, because we are nothing on the same parenthetical level as these individuals. They are so far advanced. When was the last time you had a conversation with a 1-year-old child that was not related to you?
True.
And that's what people don't understand. It goes back to the same thing. You're being played just like the ghost phenomena was played to its end. And there's
I was Chantal.
Maker, and now Chantal. And the same thing with the spirit, the aliens. Every goddamn day I'm seeing Monday, Fridays, Saturdays, alien technology, alien history of aliens and all this on History Channel. It's all about the money, baby. It makes money.
It is like the paranormal thing went crazy on television for a while, and the alien thing's going.
Questions, but I'm saying, think about it. As the old saying goes, follow the money. It's all about the fucking money. It's a house topic, but do they know? That's what they know. These idiots, this Papadouskalis, I watch them and say, get a fucking haircut. My God, you look like you're wearing a stove pipe hat minus the hat. He's got this. Like,
hold on. Time out for a minute. My bestie. See, she's Canadian, so I had to do that.
He's an idiot. I hear him talking. I go, you're discrediting all these previous cultures that had technology that they came up with, and the aliens. Let me ask you a question. Why would an alien build something in fucking stone and not out of metal when they have the ability to make stuff out of metal? They had technology that's so far advanced. You're going to tell me that the Stone Age, these aliens are working in Stone Age primitive tribes with Stone Age in stone? Why would you say
how the hell did they cut? How did they cut stone like that? I mean,
they had technology just like the Romans did that we don't have.
How come we haven't found it?
History. Went down one antikytherium mechanism. One that sat there and measured the stars.
That clock.
And
yes.
Wasn't a clock.
Well, all right.
Of the solar system and told you in the future where. Well, yeah, it's
like an accent or whatever that freaking thing is.
It's a solar technology to tell you where the planets will be in the future. But again,
Sexton.
Yes and no, but it's more about the where the zodiacal signs are going to be in the sky. We didn't think they knew that shit, but it has to be ancient aliens that did this.
Yes, he still does live in his house. That's if you guys sit there and watch new people who are coming in.
Where am I going to go to a box on the street?
Maybe no. New people that are coming in.
Don't start that shit. Don't you?
You will see shadows in the background.
My point is that people are susceptible to thinking things that where other people say, hey, I can make this into a big scandal and make money on it. And that's what happens. And it took off. And it's like, I used to read Erich von Däniken as a kid back 50 plus years ago. And I go, interesting stuff. Chariots of the Gods. Long before these putzes who came about now to become paracelebs on TV talking about ancient technology from the aliens. And it's like, why? You don't know history, do you? You didn't know the Romans had water wheels and had machinery that actually did stuff because you can't find it. You want to know why you can't find a lot of this crap? Because the societies that lived after the Romans, that conquered the Romans, that also were dumb societies called the Dark Ages preceding the Roman era, destroyed a lot of stuff that was there from the Romans and reused it and also cannibalized it and threw it away and discarded it and dismembered it to the point where you're lucky if you find anything from that era, unless it's buried 10 feet under the soil, which a lot of it is now being found. That's my point. But we give no credit to these individuals. Let's see, the Mayas. Yes, they were a great technologically advanced society, but let's get serious. One day, they think there was 6,400 people they killed in one day in sacrifices, tearing their hearts out from the top of the gosh darn pyramid. Thanks, spirits. When they tore their hearts out of their gosh darn chests to honor the gods? You're going to tell me the aliens were all into that shit? No, it makes no sense. And people want to make one statement and then don't want to follow it up down the line and say, And that's where you got the problem with these questions about the paranormal and this and that. I go,
right.
So, no one has the logical stem to say, if that's true, then this, and this, and this, all the way down the line have to be true.
Everything's going to be wrong, right?
But I'm saying
everything that we've learned is wrong.
It's like, no, the ancient alien technologists don't want to admit that if that's true, then there's a lot of other things that have to be true. Because why did they stop then with the Mayans in this 14, and only this group here? Why not other countries? Why and how come we finally got to where we are now? And it took that many years. If people that are 100,000 light years ahead of us came visiting us, and we're still in the dark ages by their standards, not by what I'm speculating upon, but visiting, saying, well, if they visited in the 14th, you think in 600 years, these, I don't want to say it, sorry, I didn't say it. These individuals, these species didn't advance us far enough. And you guys all go, well, they did this. Really? So why'd they stop? So what's the limitation point that you guys say? Well, here's the line in the KT zone in the sand that you can see where there are no dinosaurs after this point in the line in the Earth, and now there are. All of a sudden, we got aliens. It's like, oh, aliens were here during the Cretaceous period, it's 100 million years ago. I said, yeah, okay, fine. Then tell me more stories that you can back up with any proof. The stories are great, but they don't add up. You guys want to say, well, you got technology. I said, how long did it take them? 400, 500, 600 years, 700 years? The Mayans have been out of existence for over 700 years. That's when the 600 years when the Spaniards started going in there and developing and ripping them off. Why didn't the ancient aliens stand up for those poor Aztecs, Mayans, and other cultures and kill the goddamn Spaniards?
Because they had left. Because they had left, right?
Actually, a friend of mine right now, Nike's going, who is this guy? Nike, this guy? His name is
somebody lives in a haunted
David
house that's got enough wisdom and enough logic and enough disparity of human ego to look at things and going, you know something?
It's David Oman of the Oman House of where the tape, or not the tape murders, but
there's a logic that's missing in people's thought processes. Where yes, you'll buy XYZ, but you don't want to hear about P's D and XYZ PDQ. Pretty damn quick to think about what you just thought. P being pretty, D being damn, Q being.
All right, wait a minute. So you've got some pretty defined.
Why are we not flying around like the Jetsons by now? With all this ancient technology that we should have been having.
Don't get me started on the Jetsons.
Come on, think about it. That was written 50 years ago.
Who said that we got that?
Years.
Why do we have that? We don't have.
Let me ask you this. So, okay.
Do you think the aliens just give it to the government? You think the aliens give a rat's ass? We're dealing with the government. We don't want to deal with individuals. Let's be honest here. What's the benefit?
No, I was just going to ask if your spirits
Why would the aliens make a fact? The aliens don't give a crap about a human being. When you're a speck of dust and they're at this level above you, thanks, spirits, you don't have to bargain.
I did see that. I've seen that too.
You don't have to bargain. Remember, when you are so well advanced, let's put it this way.
He talks faster more than I do.
When did the Spaniards ever talk to the Mayans? When they wanted them subjugated and then raped, pillaged, and stole every fucking piece of gold. And that was the Mayans, the Incas, the Aztecs, all in Central and South America. So don't give me this storytelling of why this and why that, because if they're that far advanced than us, they don't have to talk to us. They can walk right in and step on us and crush us without giving a rat's ass, because we cannot compete with them. We can't come close. You can shoot your nuclear missiles and they're like, spitballs to us, try this, and we're done. The whole goddamn world is incinerated. So I don't want to hear these stories of the aliens or this and the aliens. It's a great story to make money.
Okay, we won't talk about aliens. Let's talk about the spirits, David. Let's come back. Okay, no pun intended, but let's come back down to earth. you were up there, David. I'm just saying. Let's come down to earth.
Up there would be with the spirits. Out there is with the aliens.
Yes.
Just like the background. Yes, through those stars is a universe unto itself, the solar system, and planets there. Remember that. That's what you're showing in the background. And I'm being told, goes, just look at the background. Yeah. That's it, kids. There you go. There you are, humanity.
There we go. The next week, somebody's going to come and tell us that there are aliens. So that's the surprise you're going to get on the show. But that's okay.
They're here. We know they're here.
Yeah. Right.
They don't give much of a thought to us, and they're not harvesting us, kids. Because if
so you do agree that they're here?
They've been here. If they're here, they visit. But again,
they hear, they come, they go, they do whatever.
Here. Stop these. Let's start from this. No more human ego speak. They've come and visit because they can. Do you think they spend time here with humans talking to us?
I don't know.
As I said,
no.
It's you talking to a 1-year-old that you don't know. And you tell me when the last time that was, and I'll tell you, there's the relationship on a very, very, very very small perspective, because you're not 150 years old, and that's not a 1-year-old. You're not talking about 150,000 years old and a 1-year-old.
So there's a question I want to ask, but I know
there's no reason for the aliens to want to talk to us. Thanks, spirits. They're coming right by saying, yeah, you got
All
us.
right. Oh, so you don't think that there's a landing base?
There's no landing base with the U.S. government helping us out.
Area 51. There's no base.
Why would a goddamn alien? When was the last time you dealt with a 1-year-old? Did you do business with a 1-year-old?
Hey, you should be asking me that. My husband.
Business with a 1-year-old?
No, but if I didn't want a problem and I needed a place to land my shit.
You don't need to do anything with us. If you're that powerful, you do what the fuck you want, and you tell them to go fuck themselves if they don't like it. Let's be honest here. When you're that powerful, do you give a shit when somebody tells you what to do?
No. No.
When was the last time you talked?
But that way they're not bothered, right?
When was the last time you talked to a sand crab at the beach?
Who?
A sand
crab at the beach.
A sand crab at the beach.
I get the point. I get the point,
they
right?
Don't give a shit. When you smash a sand crab, when you smash an ant, when you kill a snail, do you give a shit? Answer. Do you give a shit?
No.
I don't kill a snail.
Cockroach?
No.
I see your point. I see your point.
And you keep on, people go, they're talking to human beings. They don't have to. They're so far advanced. They don't need to discuss with you shit, because they don't give a fuck what you think, do, or say. When you're in that big of a power structure and you're here, you're this, and they're here, they're going, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
J-Mac?
Talking to. We don't
You're
need
fired.
Anything.
I'm telling my husband he's fired. He's just down the rabbit hole.
Talking to humans because they couldn't.
Oh my God.
We're idiots. Humans are such plebes of stupid. Oh, they're talking us. They're conspiring against us. The aliens will kill us all if they want to, like this. And you guys are going, yeah, they're talking to the U.S. government. Really? When was the last time you talked to a silverfish before you killed it? Never.
And how long have you lived in your house again?
22 years, enough to get the sight and idea that things that people want to believe are not what they are.
Right.
People have egos, and I've seen it with the ghosts. I can control.
Okay, so do you call them ghosts or spirits? What do you prefer? I prefer spirits.
Semantics, ghosts, spirits, apparitions. They're all the same. There's no classification on the other side, and they keep zipping by, flying by, saying, "You're right."
Because they're going, David, let's calm down for a moment. Let Emmy talk. So no, I prefer calling them spirits. So I mean, what do you like?
It doesn't matter to you? They're all interchangeable.
What do they like? Do you know, or do they tell you?
They don't care.
They don't care.
Did the fly care what you called it? You called it George.
Oh, okay, yeah, touche.
Back to what people want to think.
How about this?
Spirits are integrated into this. I'm concerned what you call me. You call me a ghost. I don't think they really give two bits what we call them.
Okay.
You should hear what they call us, though.
So how about this? You get new spirits that come to your house every now and then, right?
All the time.
Okay. Oh, you just made me forget what I was going to say. Hold on. You got to slow down for a moment. Damn it. Oh, you just made me forget, dude. Oh.
Spirits coming to his house.
Yes. Hold on.
What you said.
Okay. So, you know how some spirits don't know that they're dead?
I don't know that. I've heard that.
I guess some spirits they'll come to you.
I've heard that saying that.
You don't get any like that in your house. Then they don't come in.
I don't think that exists as much as people want to make that statement as an excuse for why the hell somebody's haunting a location. They don't know that they're dead.
No, I didn't say haunting. Like an accident or something that happened down the road or something.
No, I don't believe that. For some reason, I come back to hearing that because we know we're dead the second we die. Nobody doesn't know that they're dead.
Well,
the spirits are saying, I'm hearing this.
The
spirits are saying, what stupidity thinks that they think that they're not dead? This is what I'm hearing the spirits saying. Again,
things happen fast.
When it happens, it happens. Let's be clear. When it happens, they know they're dead. Whether people want to accept that belief. And no. That's human speak. They just say, it's all human speak. They just say human speak. That's not how it works. When you
do you think if somebody was just vaporized real quick, an explosion or something?
This again is human. It makes for great drama, makes for great television, makes for great books. But in reality, it's a hoax. I'm sorry to break this to you, but human beings want to think they're stuck. The next thing you're going to say is, are spirits stuck in a loop? Do they reenact the same over and over the way they died? No and no.
No. I don't think they would reenact that, because that's something like
they don't live the same terrors of their experience of their death and their demise on Earth over and over. No, they don't. Spirits just said that. One of your questions coming up. Yes or no?
Which spirit was that?
Doesn't matter. They said we're talking as a collective, giving you guys
a names?
You guys, they just say, you guys believe in a lot of stuff that is so mythical and so far-fetched, it doesn't even defy logic. It defies common sense. That you believe in such things, that they're tortured souls that are still reliving these experiences over and over again. No, they're not. That's not the way it's working. It's a human myth. It's a human pathetic statement of disparagement about how somebody dies. It's basically cursing a spirit to the demise of how they left this earth. How sickening, they said. How disgusting and sickening that you people in just general, that people believe can even fathom that.
Well, because
human beings like drama, they just said.
And a train wreck. Some people say I love a train wreck, but no, everybody was raised differently too. Don't roll your eyes at me.
They just say, that decries all logic. No matter how you're raised, you grow up. That's called youth to adulthood, they just said. He goes, that's the disparity of the statement they just said. He goes, you can't have one without the other. He goes, you grew up, everybody's raised in one way or another. It doesn't matter. As you become an adult, you grow from this being to a higher
society. People think you're crazy if you talk to ghosts.
Then when you grew up and you look back and you go, God almighty, wow, there's some things about my life I certainly have questions about. It's called opening up the sphere of ideas, perception beyond what you were told and raised upon, and using that as a valid excuse to why it is I'm still a religious fundamentalist. As I've had conversations with others, I said, well, I believe this. I said, so let me ask you, have you grown up from when you were 13 years old and in church?
No.
No, they haven't. They're still in that same locked-in zone, and they haven't gotten beyond living in the same home and the same area that they grew up in, because that's where they're stuck. And as
He's very passionate about what he talks about.
This is open. When you're a kid, you're put.
Jay took him down the rabbit hole.
Spirits just said, when
not me. No, you guys are talking about spirits.
Said you're open. You're all open. Then you're told there's no Santa Claus. There's no Easter Bunny. There's no.
There's Santa Claus.
There's no land and base.
There's everything that you're told is like this. It's the world of rational, logical.
You are absolutely right.
The range of being drawn in, and your invisible friends.
Hey, there one again.
All of those things that you've experienced as a child, you're told is wrong. It doesn't exist. It's this, and you go like this.
Can I ask this? Do your spirits get all amped up? When it looks like they're coming in more and more, when you're like getting amped and you're very passionate about what you're talking, because
who do you think's giving me this, telling me and screaming at me and telling me to
spirits, come on, let's come back down. Let's calm down for a moment.
That's disrespectful. They said the knowledge that I'm passing on to you guys is they just said without a doubt, it's more important than hearing the stuff you hear on all the other podcasts.
No, you are absolutely right.
He goes, nobody wants to stop for a second and take logic into the equation and then say, well, if this is true, then this, and this have to be true. Nobody does that.
Well, again, it goes right back to people don't want to hear the truth. They can't handle the truth on a lot of shit.
Right. People say that everything that we've known is not the truth.
Well, it's not that everything that we've known is not the truth. It's that the stuff that we want to dive into and believe in as an excuse, as a scapegoat, as a reason, is not the truth. Scapegoats don't fulfill the truth. And looking for something to answer your desires, to understand why it is that we have no understanding of technologies of past civilizations, and making excuses and laying.
I like how Stephen Woodard took off
and stuff, and saying that ghosts do this, and looking for somebody else to blame than taking personal responsibility, and then saying I'm possessed, or a spirit made me do it, or I've got an attachment. Right there and then, everything goes out the window, because human beings don't want to take responsibility for simple facts, and they don't like the truth. People don't want to hear the truth, and they don't want to accept it. They look for flat earth. They look for ghosts. They look for possession. They look for aliens. And I'm telling you, Stop the fucking nonsense. And every time you got that statement of those things, take it, like I said, to the next logical step and ask your question. If
Bigfoot
and this, and this, that's it.
Bigfoot. What about Bigfoot? Let's go down that rabbit hole while we're doing it. Let's take the cryptids down with us.
If it exists, it's not a gosh darn ancient alien visiting us, and it probably it's probably just a good old freaking animal species.
How do you know they're not interdimensional?
Because interdimensionality is another excuse for.
I'm not even buying that, Amy. It's just
an excuse out there that it's an interdimensional being that's coming through. No, I'm sorry.
The silverback was only found 50 years ago. You know
exactly. It's a freaking animal. It's probably, God forbid, it could possibly be Gigantopithecus.
Do you believe in them?
Could be. Could possibly, not the original, but a divergent species similar to that. Close to. Possibly that, and smart enough to be knowing that stay the hell away from humans, because look at all the other animals getting contact with it, and they're kind of dead on somebody's fucking wall. Stuff.
Do you believe in like Bigfoot? I know some of the cryptids out there is kind of hard to believe in. I mean,
I believe it exists. I just think that it's smart enough that it knows to stay away from human beings.
This is true.
And look where that fucking lives. It lives in places that human beings generally don't go the hell into. And when they do, they get lost, and then they need to be rescued, or they die because they get lost and they can't find their way the fuck out.
Yep.
And nothing fucks.
Or mountain lion, bear, or some other, or they fall off the cliff. I mean, it does happen, and it does, and they go missing. Well, when you go missing in the deep forest, like, Mount St. Helens, and there's a mountain lion, and it eats you, and then the bear eats you after you've fallen off the cliff, you're not going to be found. You're basically,
I'm going to come back as a ghost.
You're gonna haunt the bear that killed you, right?
I am. I will. I'll come back as a ghost.
Oh, that'd be a lonely place to haunt, the forest someplace.
I know, right?
Have you ever seen the pictures of how deep, dense, and far in there
it
is?
I know.
You live in it.
Do you not realize where I live?
You don't think there's a Bigfoot in that thing?
I know there is.
I'm
telling you.
We live in it.
There, okay?
Look at my wall. It's all covered with.
We got big. Look on the wall right here. Here, David. Let me highlight him.
The foots.
Right there. There's a hand.
The Patterson film of 1967. I saw that. I go, that's fucking real.
Gimlin right here.
We have.
I mean, I believe it's. You can't deny it.
And Cliff Brockman from Finding Bigfoot. He's
absolutely.
Actually 10 minutes from us.
I don't consider it a cryptid. I just consider it an unknown species of primate that's out there, and it's spread across the world in the hinterlands of the backwoods that we don't explore. Therefore, it's there. It's just there. Loch Ness Monster I used to believe in, and then I started listening to all the simple facts and realizing that the goddamn Loch Ness is 10,000 years old.
Okay, hold on. Time out. We got new people come in. They're like, please explain who this guy is, because
let's take us back.
Omen, okay?
This is David Oman from the Oman House.
Big fan of the Doors. Jim Morrison and the Doors. That's what the hell I am.
So
I live in the Omen House. I live in a haunted
house. The Omen House, which a lot of people associated with the Tate murders that are 200 feet.
What is this? Nuckenfutz?
Yeah, that's
not much of a fan of the Skinwalker Ranch thing. I think that's not.
You don't think so?
Nope, don't buy it. Buy it as another exploited piece of crap from the idiots that brought you Ghost Adventures.
All right, but just hanging out now. Just like your property has this magnetic anomaly.
Doesn't have things. It doesn't have shapeshifters based on Native American.
Some.
That's what I'm getting at. Okay, let's get right to the bone. I don't.
I get it. So like Zach Bagans and a lot of them have really fucked up the shit out there.
Oh, he was the one. No. Thank you. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't hear Skinwalker crap. Okay, because he brought it to the forefront. He was the putz that made that what it was. Let's be clear and honest. You can look at the goddamn timeline on IMDb, which is the television production.
Right.
That show.
I believe there's stuff out there. You do too, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's
not what. So he's really fucked it up for a lot of us, and shame on you, Zach Bagans. I'll call you out.
Let me do shadow. Let me do the shadowed animals, and I'll do shape shifting for you as best I can. Here's a rabbit. Here's a dog. Here's a bunny hopping. That's my extent of belief of shape-shifting. Sorry, I don't. And I don't believe in zombies either, so don't even get me started.
Zombies, I don't think. I believe in zombies, but you know, actually, I took that back. Downtown Portland, they do some massive drugs down there, and those are some zombie wannabes and stuff.
We've touched the topics of all kinds of things today.
I know. I mean,
when you're dead, you're dead. And look.
Tell us about your book again, really fast. Tell us about your book, so people know. New people are coming in. Tell us about your book.
Here's the book to go get if you want to hear the unabashed story.
Oh, wait. I gotta make you large. Ta-da!
Here's my book, Ghosts of Cielo Drive, The Afterlife of Sharon Tate and the Hauntings of the Oman House. And as you've seen just now, the spirits are flashing by the camera, letting you know that they're here with me. It's my story. It's no drama. It's just the simple facts of what's been going on here. Well, up until about 2014, where I cut the book off and I figured I would continue for the volume 2.
How long did it take you?
This took me like, about over 10 years to finally put this pen to paper to book. But the story is it's a fascinating story about the area, about the Native Americans briefly that were here. And like I said, we've had no complaints from many of the readers that have bought the book and those that have been given copies of the book.
Right.
And to me, they said, you know what I like? It's straight to the point. It's honest. It throws no punches. It doesn't delve into demonics and satanics and religiosity. It just tells you the story as clear as possible in a succinct fashion.
This is actually an interview, Nekin. So we're not having anybody else up. This is what we do. I don't know how to explain it now. David's got me all.
I would be so happy to never see him again. I'm not even listening.
No, actually, you know what? It's one of those.
Back that one up. I wanted Sarah's musical life. Well, I'm so sorry, Sarah, that I hurt your fragile, delicate, frail mind that couldn't accept the simple fact that you can't express a small portion of logic across every spectrum of your life. Then don't come crying to me about telling you the simple facts as real as they are, because if you don't know Sarah's musical life. I'm glad you have a musical life. You should be having lots of fun with it. But like I said, all I've been saying to you is this: use a common sense approach to life. If somebody tells you they want to sell you a diamond ring for $10, don't go buying it and then crying about it later and believing you just got ripped off, because you just got ripped off. Okay? It's just called logic. Use a little common sense when people tell you, I saw a zombie. Go around a dead person at a funeral and go touch their dead corpse.
I got 50-50 people out there going, I love this guy. And then some people, you know, they...
I'm sorry, when I was a kid, I believed in
Thanks for an entertaining
yes,
interview.
Definitely. You got...
I was going to say, I believed in everything as a kid. I believed in the Loch Ness Monster. I believed in zombies. I was afraid of the dark. I believe in ghosts. I still believe in ghosts because after everything else, I can't not believe.
I still think there's something up about the Loch Ness Monster, too.
The Loch Ness Monster I did mention, I said it was only 10,000 years old.
Right.
Look, and I go, Jesus Christ, that's another. I said, there's no way. You can't get a dinosaur into the loch when it stops being accessed by the
land. It would have to be breeding. It would have to.
And then all the other things. I said, oh crap, they're right, because it's a living being. It has to live. And it's like, what's it going to eat? It's like, and then you say, how many have to live? And then you listen to a naturalist that says to have a viable living,
you got to have so many of them.
Because otherwise, if you have the same two, you're going to crash and burn. Well, I hate to say it happened in human history where the queens of England and the kings and queens of England were all intermarried. He ended up having a kid that couldn't freaking function normally because his brain was messed up because it was interbreeding. And that's what dooms a lot of species. They said you have to have enough genetic variation in the gene pool, because if you don't, you're going to have like cousins and brothers marrying sisters. Ain't a pretty picture. It's not a pretty picture.
It does make sense on the Loch Ness thing. You
Actually,
think
I got to say something.
Hold on.
He's not up here to sell his book. Honestly, if he was going to sell his book, he would have been
talking about my fucking book.
He's been talking about the book the entire time. This guy, I'm just telling you.
Who was this?
This is David from the Oman House, and
If you can't prove it's real,
sometimes Jay takes us down the rabbit hole, and that's where we went. We went south, and we're trying.
I didn't do it.
I'm blaming Jay. But yes, everybody is entitled to their thoughts. Everybody, you know.
Dory, let's be honest here. You're entitled to your thoughts. That doesn't mean they're fucking facts. Just remember that.
No, he just said that. That's crazy.
It's real. That's what I'm saying to you guys. And you guys that are sitting there living in a deluded state of saying, well, this has to be real. If you can't take what I've just given you today in this conversation to heart, to think to yourselves, wait a second, you're right. I have to examine my beliefs.
It's a different perspective.
This is no, it's not perspective. It's thinking in a logical sense. If 1 + 1 = 2 and 2 + 2 = 4, 4 + 4 cannot equal 10 or 7. It can only equal 8. And it's logic. You have to go down the steps.
Look at that. You're selling your book already without talking about it.
I'm just saying, if you can't exercise common sense to your opinions and think farther than just accepting it in blind faith, as this country has been doing for the past number of years with a number of things, and blaming other people and saying, well, the reason why I have this problem is this, this, and this, and it is not that. And doing other things doesn't solve your problem. You got to address the problems and deal with them. And the same thing with spirits. When you're saying, there's a ghost here, oh my God, what do you think? The ghost is here to scare you? No, the ghost wants me to join the other side. Ghosts are not looking for you to fucking die or to kill you or hurt you. Sorry. And here's a point on that reference. If a ghost was here to hurt you, tell me something. How many years was Charles Manson, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, Leslie Van Houten, and Tex Watson in jail cells for since the murders? 40 some odd, 48, maybe it's 55 years for the murders, so say closer to 50 some odd years. Tell me something. You ever hear the expression shooting fish in a barrel? Meaning there's nowhere for you to go, you're a sitting duck.
I've heard of sitting duck, but not shooting fish in the barrel.
Shooting fish in a barrel, same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
I get it, but I never heard that before.
So the idea is that you got people that kill these people in the most horrendous way. And we're not talking just about Rosemary and Leno and Sharon and Jay and Wojciech, Abigail, and Stephen. There were other people that they also were involved in. The Hinman murders, those that we know of.
Right.
These people are in jail for, oh, beautiful puppy. Hey, sweetheart. They're in jail for 23 hours a day. I think they're out for an hour, whatever, their cell. You're going to tell me that in those years that Susan Atkins was in jail, how come she never ever complained in any of her interviews and any of the other ones about being tormented and haunted by the spirits of the people who they killed brutally and viciously? Now, you're going to tell me that these people didn't have an axe to grind with these people that were in jail? But
maybe they weren't that kind of soul.
That's not. So
maybe they're forgiving souls.
You don't think that the revenge factor would have been in there after Sharon Tate's son of a bitch, after his son was destroyed as she pleaded?
I know, but I've seen people stand up in court.
No, I'm asking you a question. You're seriously thinking that her spirit, because she's reining in, she goes, who the fuck is talking what? You don't think
maybe
you don't think that spirit would be hell-bent on revenge? I'm asking you a serious question. You don't think that capacity to that level of
I'm saying they could be, but
time out. Now I'm hearing from them, they're saying, wait a second. You're talking about people that die instantly, that die in this and that don't know they're dead, and you're telling me that this would be this situation. You don't think for a 2
No.
seconds, I don't
know. Each one's different. Each one's different.
I'm saying I've seen victims stand up in court and look at their killer that murdered their child and forgive them.
Victims, not the victims, the living relatives.
Right, the living.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, all right. When I say victims, I mean victims. I lost my son, my daughter.
Yeah, living.
That's nothing to do with the person who fucking died.
You're correct. You're correct.
She was.
But
if there was anybody that would have been hell bent on killing those that put them to the dead stone, as I just heard, he goes, not death, but to the dead stone, and her son, that she pled for his life and screamed and pleaded, no, let me have my baby, were her last words before Susan Atkins said, listen here, bitch, I have no mercy on you. You're going to die. and then proceeded to stab her multiple fucking times. And by the way, Susan Atkins did it. Tex Watson didn't do it. These assholes out there that are looking for Susan Atkins to be regaled to, she didn't do it. Tex actually did the murders, are stupid, pathetic idiots. They gloriously bathed.
I would love to have him talk with James.
That. They were so happy to exalt what they committed. And
I don't think I can have him and James in the same room together. That would be.
Whoever these people are, they're profiteering off the facts that if they don't like the truth, go look at the transcripts of what Susan Atkins said in court. I don't want to hear what these people say. Well, she said this 30, 40 years later. Big deal. At the time when she was in court and was bragging about the goddamn crimes to her cellmate, was what counts. When you're in jail for some number of years, rotting away.
An excited utterance is kind of what it's
to get people to listen to you, to give you the attention you so desire. So I don't want to hear the story that she was innocent. Susan bragged.
I didn't say she was. I honestly don't know a lot of it.
Other people claim that Susan Atkins didn't. It's like, it's like another story. It's like these people think that they didn't say.
Let me ask you this, David. Hold on. Time out. My turn. Time out. Okay, so what if there's somebody that I know of that actually knows those people that were in jail? Just hear me out, man. Just hear me out, okay?
So what? There are plenty of people that I've talked to. I've met Diane Lake, who was from the family, who was a member of the Manson family. I don't hear these secondhand stories from people that know.
No. I'm not saying it's secondhand. I'm saying, well, I guess if I'm telling you, I'm just saying I know a person who actually.
They're not firsthand recollections of a person that was with the family, like Diane Lake was a member of the family.
Right. Well, he is a member of the family.
He's a member, but it's generations down.
His mom actually was part of the Manson. I'm just saying.
No, so my friend was friends with Charles Manson Jr., one of his kids, looked just like Charles.
Yes, so that's this guy too.
I knew him. I met him once. I was like, son of a bitch, just like his dad. So I don't know what the connection is because that's an offspring. Doesn't mean anything. Told stories from the parents of the child, meaningless as well. You want to know why? Because parents lie to their kids.
I think you guys would have a great conversation. He's very well educated on this.
It's not well educated. They're not. They're secondary sources. My mom.
No, they're him talking to Manson. They're actually him talking to Manson at jail on the phone, recorded phone calls. Yes.
So fucking what? Their interviews with Manson through the past 40 years before he dropped dead.
They're what?
So what? Their interviews with
Charles. No. It's not interview.
I'm just saying. There's tons of
that adding, but
off.
No, it's not an interview.
But I'm saying
it's him actually.
Anyway, it would be a neat conversation.
It would be on Jay. It would be like shoo.
What do you think that Manson?
I don't know if there was a point. It was just a.
What? What about Manson? Hold on, I can't hear him, babe. What?
Manson had nothing new to say. Manson was a manipulative son of a bitch.
No. Yeah, and
he was being given attention, and he loved it. I don't give a shit what he said.
He was acting crazy on purpose.
It's what he said at the time. I don't care what he says. 10, 20, 30, 40. You can say what he wants. Who cares? The transcript at the fucking trial is what really counts. Because if you guys don't want to hear the truth about what really happened, then don't listen to the transcript. Don't listen to what Susan Atkins said. Don't listen to what Tex Watson had to say. They all said the way it went down, and everybody nowadays can't accept the truth. So what's his face writes a book called Chaos, saying, no, that's not the way the murders went down. The murders were lying. That's that Tex Watson didn't kill Stephen Parent until the very end. I'm sorry, you're full of fucking shit. I'm going to go with the court transcripts. I'm going to go with what the witnesses said and those that were the perpetrators of the crime said and what the gosh darn verifiable information is from those that were in the neighborhood that heard the shots and heard it around the area. And if people don't want to hear that, that's tough titty. But that's the facts. Again, people don't want to listen to the truth because it's too inconvenient for them not to make money on it. Since you
true.
Make money on an old story, recreate it so you can milk that cow and make that cottage industry blow up, and you sell books and lectures about what really went on at the Sharon Tate murders and how it was a goddamn CIA conspiracy. Thank you very much. That's all a crock of shit. Rudy Altobelli, and that somehow
that's garbage. Yeah, that's
the Altobelli story wasn't haunted. That he lived there. He didn't live there because I was up there from 1978 to 1981, and there was never a goddamn soul in that fucking house, and it was empty and it was vacant.
Freedom of speech.
There was nobody living there until later on when he finally decided to start renting it out, and he felt that the stench of the fucking murders had finally subsided, and then he started renting it out again. But I can verify for a fact that after physically being up to this location in my childhood multiple times with friends, there were always newspapers stacked up at the front gate, literally weathered and weathered. So they had been there for a long time and stuck to the fucking pavement. They had been there so long that the gate hadn't been moved. That I can tell you for a fact. He was a lying crackerhead about that.
Yes, and we got 2 minutes left. Hold on, Stephen just popped in. Yes. We have 2 minutes left.
Thanks, Woodward.
We've been here 2 hours.
Yeah, after he lights the fuse and sits back.
I know. He fucking takes off.
You wanted something fun. You wanted Howard Stern-esque type of shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Who's going to speak the truth and lay it down flat on the ride. Because, like I said, nobody wants to use logic when it comes to ghosts. Why would a ghost want to haunt this? Oh, no, it's not shaped like a person.
Wait. Is that still? That's not a cell phone. You still have a landline?
I'm in the house. Home phone inside the home.
He's got a house phone. Look at that.
I live in a house. Do you live in a house?
I do, but I have.
You don't have a fucking phone in your house?
I don't think anybody owns a landline but you.
This is it's called practical. I don't get great cell reception up here.
Oh, well, they don't get cell reception.
Do you think the ghosts want to sit there and have cell phone reception up here? Not
maybe.
Living on the top of the world using a house phone.
So let me ask this. If I ask you to come back, David, don't get him. Hey, don't get him down the rabbit hole again. God damn it. Listen, hey, David, if I was to ask you to come back again,
yes,
would you? You would come back?
From Bob Vila, his ghost.
Oh, Jesus.
This is his favorite Stanley screwdriver. It's possessed. It's the haunted screwdriver.
It was at this moment that
it talks. It says, "Screw you."
Okay. I'm not even going to pop that up, Stephen. You know what? Oh no! You started this, Stephen.
This is Zach Baggins' favorite 9-volt battery. It's haunted too.
I was just going to say, he's being haunted by the phone itself.
It says it's possessed. It wants you to know that Zach's now possessed. It's charged.
Okay. So question, David, if I was to ask you to come back, would you come back?
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Of course. Okay. Awesome.
I didn't get into what the top 3 of my buttons.
Challenging his thinking, saying, look, I believe in everything until you can start to say, well, if you got this, you got to have this, and this. Like the Loch Ness Monster story. As you said.
A couple things I agreed with.
A couple things I agreed with. A couple things everything. The same with the aliens. Like the aliens here goes,
oh my God, you got people going, yes, no. You're on that spectrum there, David.
I'm just saying, when you really look at it and you go, if they can do the shit they can do, and our Air Force goes, we have no fucking clue what the hell they're doing. We can't do that. And when they say we can't do that, does that make you feel confident, or does that make you feel scared shitless going, if they can't know what the fuck, then we're fucked. And that's the reason.
Yeah, I know that if aliens want to take us out.
David,
that's what I'm saying.
Tell everybody where to find your book again, because I got to.
Oh, come on. We were late. We were freaking late 10 minutes. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Babe,
yeah, we had a couple minutes. We got 2 minutes, but go ahead. Tell us.
I was saying we were late for getting on the show.
But that was your fault, man.
Well, I can't help that. It doesn't mean we couldn't continue for the 10 minutes. It's like the Native American said, only the white man would take 1 hour off of the one day and then think that it's gaining another hour by having to put it back to the top another day.
Well, tell us about your book.
Anything. Come on, be honest.
Tell us where we can find your book, and we'll talk behind the scenes, okay? Jay will want to finish this.
Fine. I'll table the other. Right. This is my book. It's called Ghost Snake Spirits, you sons of bitches. Don't do that and interrupt me with the middle of the goddamn plug in the book. Just wait a second. Give me 5 seconds to black the screen out again. Come on. A little respect.
Oh.
Thank you. So, this is my book, Ghost of Cielo Drive. I'm trying to find it in the goddamn. There we are.
Yeah, wait, right there. Yep, down. Yep, down. There we go. Okay, perfect.
This is the book. This is Sharon Tate. Well, this is Sharon Tate. This is Jack Johnson. This is Rudolph Valentino. They're on my book because Jack Johnson's spirit, I was a big collector of his spirit's been seen here at the house. Sharon Tate because she's been seen here. And of course, Rudolph Valentino because he's been seen. His home's across the canyon. You can get that at ghosts, that's plural, of cielodrive.com.
That's the only place you can get it, right?
The only place I tried to do it with Amazon, but after I did the numbers, and Jesus Christ, how much money are they making? Now I know why Jeff Bezos is a freaking billionaire, because you can't sell on Amazon by not making him more money than you walk out at the end of the day.
So what I think when people order it, they get for how much? And you sign
it? It's $20 for the book. I sign it. I'm supposed to have special inscriptions. If you want something cockeyed and you're not going to let me just come up with an inscription to put in there, you're going to have to pay an extra $5. But it's $25 with the shipping, and I inscribe it and personalize it in my own effusive way.
I need therapy. When you sign that for me, say, "My dear friend Emmy, I will send you the therapy."
I will send you the funds for the therapy, the $100,000 to come back to Earth. Yes, I will pay for that.
No. Just remember, like it was
your dreams.
Just make sure you slip a few bucks in the book.
Yes,
like the other one that she had.
Next week, I'm going to have Rick McCollum here.
Yeah.
And
maybe go shout out a book for somebody. It's like $5 bill as a
great guy. Gosh, on bookmark. When you're
it's a bookmark.
Oh man.
Let me shout out this book. $5 bill in there.
But it's not his book. I was shouting out Rick McCollum's book for next week. I was
it's still in there.
Put the $5 in there, Rick.
With the $5, like it's paid advertising.
Your bookmark is a $5 note. You must be freaking rich. Who the fuck puts a $5 note in a goddamn bookmark?
I do.
The rich do. I the fuck don't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to drop you down for a moment. I'm going to drop Jay down, and I'm going to have to say goodbye to everybody.
Bookmarks.
Don't leave. We'll be back.
Who are you, lady?
Okay, I'm going to drop you down. Let him talk to you. I'm sorry. Oh, so you guys, you know what? That's what you call keeping it real. Yeah. Oh shit. Per's like David, or I put a condom on. So yeah. So that is David Oman from the Oman House. Yeah. Jay took him down the right. I can't hear you, David. I can see your face in the thing.
Condoms burst under pressure, so you can wear one, but you better wear two, all across from the head to the toe.
Oh my God. I brought him back up for that. And Rebecca, if you're lost, go back. No, go get therapy first, okay? No, it's been fun, you guys. It's been real. Thank you for sticking around with us. Again, you guys, the thing scrolling across the screen, everybody's been dropping the links for his book. And don't forget to follow him on YouTube. His YouTube. Yeah. So youtube.com/the@David Omans. Okay. So see, you know what? This dude, David, this dude is clout chasing off of me, you guys. So follow him. Okay, David.
Subscribe to the channel. You'll find it.
Yeah, they'll subscribe to it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Crap. The funny thing is we've had Days with Jordan the Lion. We've had The Grim Life. We've had Omar Gosh here, and everybody has done very, very well to certain levels and degrees of their videos here. I mean, Grim Life is.
That's what I was going to ask you earlier. You got me down the rabbit hole. I was going to ask what YouTubers were at your house.
Those three in particular, and Joey Official has been here. I think Corey, what's his face? I forgot his last name. Has been here with Omar Gosh, and they've done almost 1 million views on Grim Life Collective's videos here. And the Omar Gosh.
I know who Grim Life is.
Grim Life is great.
I know Omar too.
He came here and we were going to do an investigation, but we had a barbecue. And when they went literally walking to the house, we didn't have a chance to do an investigation. Corey was falling asleep, passing out. People saying, "Oh my God, I've never seen Corey passing out on an investigation." And I feel like saying, Corey was passing out because he ate about 10 ribs and was filled. And he also had a beer with his dinner. So he was like passing out, just exhausted from so much food that he took in, that he's seeing these sofas on the third level and people going, oh my God, the house must be getting to him.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's just passing out from eating too many good ribs and drinking beer during dinner. So, but they all had a great time here. And the thing with Omar is he still has to come back for the actual investigation. And people.
Oh, he never investigated.
We walked around the house, stuff happened, but it wasn't like we were investigating. Right. I was just, here's the third floor. This is your.
I'm going to beat him there. I'm closer. I'm going to come and investigate before he does.
I hope you both come out soon, because,
Why?
Just because.
You want everybody to come out soon. Is there something you're not telling us?
I'm not saying anything, just like I said. There's
okay. Okay. I will get a good friend of mine to come with me and we'll come and investigate.
Yeah. And like I said, we've got the camera system running. I just got this from Hikvision. We got the an NVR finally after 7 months of no camera system working here at the house. And that's why people say, where are your YouTube videos? Well, it's nothing new. And I didn't have to say, well, the camera system ended up crapping out and I have to now spend $6,000 to reissue it. Luckily, Hikvision came in and gave me a sweet deal after I bought 18 of their cameras to replace the Dahua cameras, because each camera is either one format or another and they don't interact. So you have to get one of the others. So I had to scrap 18 cameras and get the matching cameras from the same company so they would all be uniform. And then I bought their NVR for a good price, and I basically now have the system running flawlessly. And it's so
okay. Now we've gone 2 hours and 10 minutes. We got your 10 minutes there. Okay, I'm just going to drop you down in the hole with Jay. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, you guys. I don't know what else to say, but that's David. Actually, somebody talks more than I do, and that's crazy. I'm just saying, it's crazy. So thank you everyone for coming. I don't know what else to say, but I'm not going to pay for your therapy and or your emotional damage. But hey, next week, I'm telling you guys, 𝔾𝔼𝕋𝕋𝕀ℕ𝔾 is coming here. He's an author. He was a stunt man. He believes deeply in the paranormal. He's going to be at Paracon there at Tombstone. He's one of the speakers there. So next week, I should have worn my helmet, didn't I? Oh, I should have worn my fucking helmet today. That was crazy. Okay. But I love you all. Thanks again for coming in, and much love. And we will talk to you all later. Peace.